In the last episode, I was about to go to Pyro when I asked, "Hey, what do you guys suggest I do?" And that's how this episode starts. Yeah, that's my ship. I know it's bigger, but I got gifted my first ship, so I only felt right to give a little bit of money to something that I enjoyed. But more importantly, this ship could carry some cargo, just like someone suggested I did. So off we went for our first cargo mission. After 5 or 6 missions, thinking the game was bugged, I finally realised you need to press the submit contract button to actually finish it and get paid. But it's okay, I did some more and then went off to do something else. My next suggestion was to go and take some things to this alien lad who collects stuff for some reason and swaps you for stuff. But yeah, so we got the things he wanted and headed on over there. Dog nose. So this place was pretty cool and there was a lot of different things you could like trade for here, but I didn't really know how to get my hands on most of the stuff he was asking for, so I just had a little look about and, you know, explored, thought it was pretty cool, and then made my way to the next part of keep the comment section happy. What I thought was going to be a quick go here, get this sort of job turned into my biggest quest this game has ever thrown at me. The scoop was there was an old rundown science lab place thing where they wanted me to go snoop around and see what this mad professor or whatever had been up to.
Alright, welcome to ASD's Onyx facility. Remember, even though it's decommissioned, it's probably not empty. Scavengers could be raiding the joint, and there might even be mercs in the area. I guess what I'm trying to say is, keep your eyes open and your weapon loaded.
As soon as I got here, something felt a little bit off and like creepy as hell, and I was, yeah, I didn't know what to expect here at all.
Okay, the engineering wing of the facility is what keeps the whole place running. Of course, with the weird readings coming from this section, I'm guessing they got something a little more powerful than a generator stashed inside. Tread lightly.
I'd found my way through to exactly where I needed to be, downloaded the data, what they wanted, and then I scooted over to the other side to finish the quest up.
From the state of things here, I can't believe ASD kept Yorin on board after this. Never doubt the lengths the company will go to make money. Great. Got the data, and I'm gonna have to run these names to see if we get any hits. But I'm seeing Dr. Yorin's accessed some personal logs. And some are even tagged from the last few weeks. Okay, give me a second, and I'll send you an updated contract.
I then spotted a contract down here for 1,000,000 credits and quickly found my way to where I didn't need to be. After an hour of running in circles, some dogs ate me. I mean, come on. The beauty of being lost for so long meant I'd nearly mapped out the whole place in my head, and now I could find anything I wanted. After completing the first contract, a new one had popped up, and it became apparent that I may be spending a lot of time in here.
Seems like the bastard might be hiding somewhere in Onyx. I'm going to run down a few leads and see if I can figure out where. I'll contact you when I have more. Until then, get out of there as soon as you can.
Coming back to Onyx has unearthed a lot of feelings.
Get out of there and take it to the drum. So, this is going to be a bit strange, but one of the old experiments they had running back in the day tracked seismic changes. If Yorid is down there, then he could be showing up on those sensors. Only downside is that testing chamber isn't exactly the healthiest place to be. Good. Now that you got the data, bring it to me. Alright, I've been thinking things through. And if Yorid is operating in the facility somewhere, then we need to see the output data from the power core. We track that usage and we have a real shot at narrowing down where he's hiding. Head into the engineering wing and see if you can pull the data for me. Looks like you've got the data we need. Last step is to deliver it as soon as you can.
Between missions, I was spending a lot of time being a loot goblin, and by this point I'd already bagged about 3 pieces of this ASD armour, worth around $1 million each. Not that I'll probably ever get round to selling them, but...
Hey, thanks for coming back on board. Looking through everything, I figured out why Yorin's been back at Onyx. The facility isn't decommissioned. He's still working out of it. I want you to go back in, find his new lab, and collect the data from his latest research.
It was grand finale time, the last mission. The payout was huge, and that probably meant this is going to be terrible. Phase 1 was my least favourite place, the engineering wing. But this time, we had puzzles to do. This seemed to take me hours to figure out, and it didn't help that I was on a timer with not only the puzzles, but my water supply as well. out there in the end and progressed through to the second part that went a lot smoother than the first.
Good. One code down. Head over to the research wing and track down the next one.
I was on a roll and getting the job done when all of a sudden my vision went blurry due to the dehydration. I did it, phase 1 complete, but sadly I passed away. Nah, I came back to life of course and set off for phase 2 of the epic adventure through puzzle hell. I started phase 2 with a spring and a little bit of madness in my step as this place had become my new home. This was so much easier as the thing actually told me to add more matter to the thing, so I thought that just meant, you know, the only thing in big supply around here was dead people, so I'll use them. And, well, I guess that's what I wanted.
That should be everything you need. Check down to your own lab and see if you can get the experiment running so we can download his research.
All was done, and for the first time they wanted me to go to Site B, and I'd been here a few times on loot runs, so headed straight to where I needed to be. What was that? No, just let the game play and show bugs? No, 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 my friend. This whole video is just that. You see, after all that time and struggle spent on the final contract, I need to go through this door that simply just doesn't work on this patch. You've got to be kidding. I've got to get out of here.